Crosshatching, an art technique as old as time, yet as versatile as any modern tool, has the power to bring depth, texture, and realism to your art. This technique, with its simple strokes and intersecting lines, is a secret weapon in an artist's arsenal, used to create shadows, highlights, and every tone in between. Originating from the heart of the Middle Ages, crosshatching has been a stalwart companion to artists worldwide. Its humble beginnings can be traced back to the woodcut prints and engravings of yesteryears, where artists would etch their stories onto surfaces, using just lines and their intersections to convey a world of emotions. Fast forward to today, crosshatching has evolved, adapted, and thrived. From comic books to architectural sketches, from portraits to abstract art, this technique has proven its mettle in every genre. It's the silent storyteller, adding layers of depth and personality to a piece of art, with just the simple crisscross of lines. But what makes crosshatching so significant? It's the technique's unique ability to manipulate light and shadow, to create a sense of depth and volume that sets it apart. With crosshatching, an artist can transform a flat, two-dimensional sketch into a three-dimensional masterpiece. It gives life to the lifeless, form to the formless, and depth to the shallow. Crosshatching is not just about drawing lines, it's about understanding the play of light and shadow, the nuances of form and volume. It's about seeing the world in a new light and interpreting it through your art. So, whether it's the soft glow of a sunset, the harsh shadows of a midday sun, or the subtle tones of a cloudy day, crosshatching helps you capture it all. In its versatility and significance, crosshatching is more than just a technique. It's a language, a dialogue between the artist and the canvas. It's a journey, an exploration of the world through the lens of art. Crosshatching, thus, is not just a technique, it's a gateway to a new dimension in your artwork. Scene script. Mastering crosshatching might seem like climbing a mountain, but with the right steps, it's more of a leisurely walk in the park. Now let's break down the process of crosshatching into simple, manageable steps. It all begins with single hatching, the most basic form of this technique. Picture in your mind a blank canvas. Your first step is to draw a series of parallel lines across it. This is your base layer, your foundation. You've just done single hatching. But crosshatching is all about layers, so let's add another. This time draw a new set of parallel lines, but tilt them at an angle from your first set. This could be as slight as a 30-degree angle, or as dramatic as 90. You've now created a crosshatch pattern, and your blank canvas suddenly has more depth and texture. Now, let's talk about line density and direction, two crucial elements in crosshatching. The closer your lines are to each other, the darker the area will appear. This is where you control the play of light and shadow in your artwork. Crosshatching isn't just about lines, it's about creating an illusion of depth and dimension on a flat surface. The direction of your lines plays a significant role too. By changing the angle of your lines, you can suggest different textures and shapes. For example, curved lines can indicate a rounded surface, while straight lines can give a sense of flatness. It's like you're speaking a visual language and the lines are your words. But remember, crosshatching isn't a rigid technique. It's flexible, adaptable. You can bend it, twist it, make it your own. Experiment with different line densities, directions, and angles. See what works for you, what speaks your artistic language. And the most important part of mastering crosshatching: practice. Like any skill, it grows and refines with time. So, pick up your pencil, your pen, your brush, and start hatching. Remember, the magic of crosshatching lies in your hands, and with practice, you can wield it to create stunning art. Shading with crosshatching is like sprinkling spices on a dish. It's all about finding the right balance. When we delve into the world of art, crosshatching is a technique that plays a pivotal role in shading and creating gradients. It's not just about drawing a bunch of lines on paper, but rather about using those lines to create a sense of depth and texture. By varying the density and direction of your lines, you can produce a wide range of tones and gradients, much like an orchestra creating a symphony of sound from a single sheet of music. Imagine your drawing surface as a stage. The lines you draw with your pencil are like actors, each playing a unique role, contributing to the overall performance. A single line might not seem like much, but when combined with others, it becomes part of a larger narrative. The density of these lines, their proximity to each other, their direction, and even the pressure with which you draw them all contribute to the final shading effect. To master shading with crosshatching, you need to experiment and practice. Start with simple shapes and gradually move on to complex figures. Vary the density and direction of your lines. Try crosshatching with different types of pencils to see the effects they produce. Remember, crosshatching is like a dance. The rhythm and flow of your lines can create a visual harmony that brings your art to life. With the right shading, your crosshatched art can come alive, transforming from a flat image into a three-dimensional masterpiece. Every artist's journey with crosshatching is unique, filled with trials, triumphs, and tremendous growth. It's a fascinating process that breathes life into your art. Remember, it's all about experimenting, about making those lines dance on the canvas. Don't fear the occasional slip-ups, they're just stepping stones on the path to mastery. And the secret ingredient? Practice, practice, and more practice. So why wait? Embark on your crosshatching journey today and watch as your art takes on new dimensions.